What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today, oh my goodness, out of the blue, we have some absolutely massive Destiny 2 news, and this is incredibly important. This will change your account forever. If you have not been playing the game for months, you will log on for this. Send this video to every single friend you know that has played Destiny 2 at some point, because again, this is massive. Guys, later this month, you will be able to get some of the most powerful, most desirable god rolls in the entire game, stuff people have been farming for months. You'll be able to get them by simply walking up to a vendor in the tower. And so, let's get started, because what the heck is going on here? I did not expect this, but it's all coming from the official Destiny 2 team account on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. This is what they just tweeted. So they say, tomorrow, November 5th, we are planning to issue a fix for RNG perk weighting issues in Destiny 2 with this hotfix. So in order to understand what is going on, let me quickly break down what the perk weighting issues are within the game. Essentially, players discovered that there was some hidden forces within the code of the game that was making randomly rolled weapons not so random. You had certain perk combinations that were much more likely to spawn and others that were much less likely to spawn. Bungie and the player base frankly had no clue until very recently, and this has been affecting you for months, maybe years. That time you spent farming that certain god roll that you just couldn't get, well, it turns out you might have been farming a roll that was only a 1 in 500 chance of spawning compared to a 1 in 24 chance of a, more favored perk combo. And so this was a whole massive scandal within the community. If you want a full breakdown of everything that happened, check out this video on that subject linked right up above. But starting with the weekly reset on November 5th, this issue will be fixed. We are going back to actual real RNG. The rolls are not going to be weighted. They're just going to be dependent on the luck of the draw with no behind the scenes shenanigans. So here's where things get really interesting. Like I said, because this has been affecting players in the background for potentially years, Bungie is essentially apologizing in-game by giving us access to some incredibly powerful loot. So first of all, they say, we'd like to take a moment to thank all of our community members who helped identify this issue. There was quite literally thousands of players that came together to compile all of the rolls they were getting on weapons to prove this was actually an issue. And then, in thanks of their efforts and to help players get their hands on a few impacted weapons, we're planning on doing the following. So the first thing, guys, is that starting on November 19th, and this is going through till December 3rd, the Vesper's Host dungeon will offer double drops for encounter and activity completions. So they say both weapons and armor rewards can drop from encounter completions. This will be a great time to hunt for your desired rolls on weapons or even hit master difficulty to earn some artifice armor. This is undoubtedly a huge deal because remember, with the newest dungeon, Vesper's Host, you can simply farm an encounter over and over and over again, and you will get loot every single time. Heck, the final encounter drops 2 guaranteed dungeon rewards every single time, so with this, it should drop 4 dungeon rewards every time you beat that final encounter. So, if you are still missing certain dungeon god rolls, for example, I still want the auto rifle god roll, this is 100% going to be an insane time to farm them. But there's more, and this is where things get absolutely insane. So, also starting on November 19th, Banshee 44 will have a small collection of weapons in the tower with curated perk rolls. Our goal is to get you some of the combinations that were a bit harder to earn due to the bug. We do not have a planned deadline for the acquisition, but we recommend picking these weapons up at your earliest convenience. And this is why I'm absolutely freaking out. The weapons that Bungie goes on to list here and the rolls they're going to have at the gunsmith that everyone can get are literally some of the best in the entire game. First one listed is the Rose Hand Cannon. This was a competitive PvP only reward. It is arguably the best legendary hand cannon in the entire game, and the role it has is fluted barrel, accurized rounds for that plus 10 range, slide shot to improve range and accuracy when sliding, explosive payload to improve flinch and range and all that stuff, smooth grip, and a handling masterwork. Guys, if we look at the rows on light.gg, the number one most acquired role, the most popular role, is slide shot plus explosive. That is considered to be the best role, the god role. Now, you could argue some slight changes for maybe the barrels, maybe the grip, but that's beside the point. Do you know how many people are still farming a slide shot explosive rose to this day, years after it came out? And now you can just go and buy it from the gunsmith. So let's go on to the next one, the Multimac SMG from Iron Banner. And this has polygonal rifling, tac mag, attrition orbs, and kinetic tremors, plus a reload masterwork. Now this one I'm not actually too sure about. I don't think that many people were chasing attrition orbs plus kinetic tremors. However, attrition orbs has gotten a lot more popular as of late. People have kind of realized how good it is. So this might not be as insane, certainly nowhere near as insane as the Rose, but we continue. The next weapon here is the Indebted Kindness. Guys, this is a dungeon weapon from Warlord's Ruin, and it gets smart drift control, tac mag, loose change, volt shot, velocity masterwork. So the Indebted Kindness is one of the best PvE weapons in the entire game. I use mine so much. I personally think the god roll is actually going to be lead from gold plus volt shot. But again, the amount of people chasing a volt shot Indebted Kindness to this day is incredibly high. Like, the Indebted Kindness with volt shot, that's what you want. That is one of, again, the best PvE weapons in the entire game. The fact that you can just go and buy one, you don't even have to grind the dungeon for it, is insane. After that, guys, we have the Compass Rose. Now, this was actually a shotgun from the Solstice of Heroes event. This was super sought after for its PvP god roll, and the role it's going to have at the gunsmith is corkscrew rifling, light mag, snapshot sights, and slide shot with a handling masterwork. Now that's pretty darn good for a PvP shotgun. Remember, this is actually going to be a precision frame shotgun, generally considered to be the best PvP shotgun frame out there. Again, I'm not absolutely blown away per se by this role, but it is a very, very good one. Now, moving on from there, guys, for the Hothead. Now, it's actually going to be Adept. They say Hothead Adept, so you don't have to do a Grandmaster, you just buy it from the gunsmith. And this was an old Nightfall weapon. It's going to have hard launch, impact casing, tracking module, plus clown cartridge. So definitely not that insane in my opinion, tracking plus clown, but still a very good roll. And again, the fact that you get the Adept version is crazy, but this is really... the last one here is the piece de resistance, guys. The last one here is the absolute cherry on top. You can go to the gunsmith and buy the Versus Chill Inhibitor, which is the infamous Vesper's Host heavy grenade launcher that started the entire weight gate scandal. It's going to have countermass, spike grenades, envious arsenal, and bait and switch with a reload masterwork. That's right, you can get the God Roll Chill Inhibitor that everyone was complaining about, that started this whole debacle. You can go and get it, 100% guaranteed drop from the gunsmith. And that is just insane. Like, me personally, I still don't have a roll that good, and I have farmed the dungeon hundreds of times. I'm gonna be at the gunsmith November 19th buying this God Roll 100% before I hop back into the dungeon to try and get the auto rifle god roll with the double loots. Now, it should be noted, they do say the dungeon related weapons will require dungeon ownership and at least one dungeon completion. So that's going to apply to the Chill Inhibitor as well as the Indebted Kindness. So not literally everyone can get these weapons if you don't own the respective dungeon keys, but again, if you are people who have just done the dungeon one time, you can go and get the literal god roll for the chill inhibitor, and also like the arguable god roll for the indebted kindness. Like after the buff to loose change, this is an incredible roll for that too. But again, that is just for 2 weapons. Everyone in the game can go and pick up that god roll rose. I don't even have a rose that good. I'm 100% in line at the gunsmith. I'm buying the chill inhibitor, I'm buying the rose. Like all of these weapons are above average rolls, and some of them are quite literally the god rolls, and the weapon quality here is just through the roof. So again, everyone needs to know about this. Everyone should be logging on November 19th to pick up these weapons. You are going to massively boost your account, especially if you missed out on stuff like the god roll for the Edge Transit heavy grenade launcher from the Into the Light event. Like the chill inhibitor they're selling here will be by far your best heavy weapon in terms of legendaries in the entire game. Like it is just going to shred. Your DPS is going to go through the roof. You're also going to have an unbelievably good PvP dueling hand cannon with the rose. You're going to have a great shotgun to pair with it with the compass rose. Like you are really going to, again, just massively improve your account. Heck, like this is why I'm freaking out so much. It's going to improve my account. I play this game nonstop, and I am looking forward to buying some of these weapons. So if you're someone who is more casual, if you're a brand new player, if you haven't been playing for months, these are just going to transform what your account has access to. It is a huge deal. Absolutely mark your calendars, guys. November 19th, it's going to be crazy. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickKakis. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.